AOS fans, Robin here, back for a third instalment of Marvel Champions. Thank you to everybody who's watched the first two, and thank you particularly to those who commented on the game. I did make a couple of mistakes, and thank you for pointing those out. I find with cooperative games, especially when playing solo cooperative, you can make a mistake and it doesn't really affect your enjoyment or necessarily how the game works, and you don't even notice. So I had made a mistake on Wakanda Forever in the last game, so thanks for that, for pointing that out, and hopefully I won't make too many mistakes in today's game, but inevitably I will. If there's one thing that recorded games has taught me, it's that you make many mistakes you don't even notice normally until you watch it back. Today I'm playing Spider-Man, Peter Parker. I did flirt with playing with the She-Hulk. Flirting with the She-Hulk is not often a dangerous thing to do, but I wasn't very good with her. I think that's partly because I played the rules slightly wrong. By the time I'd realised that, I'd moved on to Peter Parker with a bit more success. So hopefully you'll see She-Hulk in the next game. That said, I have ordered the Rise of the Red Skull pack, so hopefully the next game will feature that, and who knows, I might be a totally different hero. I'm playing Klaw today, who's a step up from Rhino, but I'm still only playing him in his basic 1-2 form. A couple of extra rules from playing Klaw is I will start using the boost, or rather the asterisks on the boost cards. When you draw a boost card at the start of the turn, see whether the scheme is boosted. Previously it was just the sort of little triangle, I'm not quite sure what to call it, the little propellers to add damage, and now there's lots of the Klaw cards have the little star symbol, which means sort of extra nasty things can happen. So that's that rule, but we'll explain that as I go along. And also, where Rhino only had one scheme, this one has two, so it has underground distribution followed by secret rendezvous. And basically when Klaw's finished his first scheme, and then goes on to the second, and if he completes the second, then he wins. So rather than Rhino just had to have one scheme to fulfill, he's got two, but obviously the difficulty does step up when you complete the first scheme. So let's have a look at the schemes. Underground distribution, it mentions the contents. So I've got Klaw 1 and 2, and a standard encounter set and one modular encounter set. It recommends Masters of Evil, so the Masters of Evil are in here. And then it says search the encounter deck for the defense network side scheme and reveal it, shuffle the encounter card and advance to stage 1B. So I searched the encounter deck. I've actually put this to the top. There's defense network, so I'm already all shuffled. There's defense network out, so that is when revealed place an additional 1 threat per person token here, so has 2, and then I have to add 3 to it, so that gets 3 schemes from the beginning, and this got a little asterisk in it which is a crisis. So I've got to complete this crisis before I can move any threat off of underground distribution, so that'll probably be my first port of call, trying to do that. And what else? Okay, that's it. And then I turn this over and it says when revealed, discard from the encounter deck until the minion is discarded, put that minion into play, engage with the first player. So the first player is obviously me, so I have to discard cards until I find a minion. No. There we go, it's an armoured guard. One armoured guard there. I might just shuffle these along here so I can put my discard pile in a slightly better place. I'll put the on this side, feel a little bit easier here. So there we go. So I have discarded, I have revealed an armoured guard. He's got a guard, so while this minion is engaged with you, I cannot attack the villain. So if I want to attack Klaw, I've got to take this guard out. He's got a defensive, he's got 3 wounds, but he's also tough. So he enters play with a tough status card. As you can see, things are already getting tougher. A tough status card means the next time this character would take any amount of damage, discard the status card instead. Let's have a little look at my hand. Then I've got 4 Justice, so I'm playing the Justice archetype today. I've got 4 Justice, which is a hero action, which allows me to remove 3 threat from a scheme, or 4 if I used a genius resource. I've got the Helicarrier, which is a really good card for maybe to reduce the number of cards played by 1. I've got Aunt May, which is very handy. In alter ego form, you can exhaust Aunt May to deal 4 damage to Peter Parker. I've got the Interrogation Room. You have to defeat a minion, exhaust Interrogation Room, and then remove a threat from a scheme. That's not bad. Got Emergency. I can reduce the amount of threat placed on the screen by 1. and first aid, heal 2 damage from any character. So I've not got a lot of options here, but I'm just trying to decide whether I should get rid of any cards. I don't think I will, because I'm going to use the cards and things I've got to play out the helicarrier and things. So I'm going to start with playing the helicarrier. I'm going to use Peter Parker's resource and limit once per round, generate a resource. I'm going to generate a genius resource, and I'm going to discard emergency and first aid. So that's 2, and then I'm going to play the helicarrier out, and then I can exhaust the helicarrier, play interrogation room to play for justice, which is an event hero action. Remove 3 threat from a scheme, or 4 if you pay for the scheme using otherwise 3. So I'm going to get rid of the 3 off defense network and consign defense network to the discard pile. I'm going to hang on to Aunt May. I am going to flip over, and I think I've got an attack of 2. I'm going to exhaust and do 2 damage to the armor guard, but it won't do 2 damage, but it will remove the tough status card. So the tough status card has gone, and I can hold Aunt May in hand. I can't play her at the moment, and that's the end of my turn. So I'm going to unexhaust Peter Parker. Well, not Peter Parker. I'm going to unexhaust Spider-Man and then draw 4 more cards because he has a hand size of 5. Spider-Man has an interrupt, which is when the villain initiates attack against you, draw 1 card, which can be handy. Good way of getting through your deck. And let's see what we've got here. Okay, so at the end of my turn, I picked up Great Responsibility, Daredevil, Spider Tracer, Swinging Web Kick, and Aunt May still in my hand. Okay, so for the Claw, so the Claw has a forced interrupt. When Claw attacks, give him 1 additional boost card for this activation. So I'm going to draw 2 boost cards for him when he does his attack. First of all, I need to scheme, so I put 1 on there on the scheme, and I've got a card with nothing on it and a card with 2 on it. So sound manipulation will be add 2 damage. He doesn't actually do his attack is 0, but he adds the 2 cards, so it can be really good if you're lucky. I completely forgot to say I won't be defending with. I meant to declare that before. I won't be defending with Spider-Man on this one. I will just take the damage. So he will damage for 2. Can interrupt that to draw another card for Peter Parker. That's backflip. So I could negate that damage, but I think looking at my hand, I want to try and play out some cards. So I'm going to take that damage as well. I want to take that damage. Still going to take that damage. That takes me to 8, and then I'm going to also take 1 damage from the armor guard, which takes me down to 7. Then what? So then. We have to draw an encounter card, and I draw when revealed the villain's schemes is advanced, my most hated card. So I have to draw another card, another boost card for the scheme. So you do exactly the same thing. So it's a 1 boost. Claw's Vengeance is a 1 boost, which means that he does 2 scheme. Normally the Claw, so add 1 is another 3. That puts him on 4 threat already on there, which is pretty not good. Words and such like fail me. But I think that's the end of his turn. Okay, I'm going to use the helicarrier to play the Spider Tracer onto the armoured guard. And then I'm going to attack that armoured guard with Spider-Man and put 2 damage on him. Finally, much as it pains me, I'm going to throw away a Swinging Web Kick. So before that, I'm going to turn Peter Parker over to generate an extra resource. I'm going to throw away a Spinning Web Kick, which pains me greatly. Backflip, Great Responsibility to play a Daredevil with the extra resource. That's 3 cards and 1 extra resource. Play Daredevil out. I'm actually going to thwart with Daredevil, which will do 2 damage. We'll do 1 incidental damage to him. That will take 2 off of there. And then, but he can, after Daredevil thwarts, deal 1 damage to an enemy. So I'm going to do that damage to the armor guard and take the armor guard off. Use the Spider Tracer, which takes 3 threat off a scheme. I've only 2 left, but that will take 3 to get off 3 threat off that scheme. And it leaves me with Aunt May in hand still. Peter Parker is on the Peter Parker side. I'll unexhaust all these guys, and I will draw 5 cards now, leaving me with the Power of Justice, a backflip, an enhanced Spider Sense, webbed up, and some energy as well, of course, as Aunt May. So not a lot of things to be going on with there, but I have got the threat back down to 0, which I think is good. Klaw's turn. He's going to start off by drawing 2 cards. So the first boost is 1, and the second boost is 2. So he's going to add a total 4 schemes. There's 1 for the standard, and then another 3 to the scheme. Put it back up to 4. Well, it makes you wonder why you bothered, but you've got to keep going. You've got to keep going. So let's put the scheme up, and then he's then going to draw an armor guard. Put this in place with the toughness card. I feel like I'm just going backwards. Right. Okay. So Peter Bugger's on 3. I think I am going to use the helicarrier to play Aunt May, because that takes it down to 0, and then you exhaust Aunt May to take Peter back up to 10. I've got quite a lot of energy here. What does webbed up do? I feel like webbed up could be useful. Enhanced spider sense. When a treachery card is revealed within the encounter deck, cancels its when revealed effects. That seems quite good. Backflip, when you would take any amount of damage for an attack, prevent all that damage. Again, quite good. So I think I'm going to use Peter's resource to play Aunt May, and then I'm going to turn him over so that I can play webbed up, because it's a hero only card, and I'm going to exhaust the helicarrier, and I'm going to exhaust backflip and this energy, which is worth 2, to play webbed up. Hero form only attacks to an enemy, max 1 per enemy. When attached to an enemy, when attached enemy would attack, discard the webbed up instead, then stun the enemy. So I'm going to put that on Klaw. And what am I going to do? I'm going to walk with Daredevil again, and again that puts another piece of conditional damage on him. Puts another piece of damage on him, but drops that down to 2, and I can do 1 damage. That will remove the tough card off of the armor guard, and then I will attack with Spider-Man to do 2 damage to that armor guard, and then turn these back around, because that's the end of my turn. So the Klaw is going to attack, but he actually can't, because he's got webbed up on him, which then gets discarded, and then a stun condition card goes on him. So the stun condition card means that the next time that this character would attack, I discard that card instead, so I can't be attacked by him for another round, which could be very handy. And then I'm going to, but they can't do attack with the armor guard. The armor guard attacks for 1, so we'll take that damage to take Peter down to 9. And then it's the turn. Oh, I didn't put 1 on the schemes. Put 1 on the scheme there. And I will reveal a Masters of Mayhem card. When revealed, each Masters of Mayhem minion attacks the hero is engaged with. If no attacks were made, then define the Master of Evil minion and put it engaged. But I'm going to play Enhanced Spidey Sense. I'm going to play Enhanced Spidey Sense to get rid of that. I've just realised I should have drawn another 3 cards, because I'm very forgetful when to draw cards. I've got 3 cards, but I'm going to play those 2 cards. Play the Enhanced Spidey Sense, and that stops Master of Mayhem from being played at all. I haven't got very many cards in my hand now, because I don't draw any from the attack, because Klaw didn't attack. So it is my turn. I haven't got very many cards. I'm not going to attack with a villain. I'm just going to play Strength to use Haymaker. And do 3 damage. Finally, I've damaged the Klaw. Do 3 damage to the Klaw. Takes it down to 9 each. I'm going to use Daredevil to thwart 2 more, and that will actually take Daredevil out, because he's taken 3 damage now from the consequential damage. But I can also do another damage, so I damage the Armoured Guard. Take the Armoured Guard out of action. With the wrong deck. Take the Armoured Guard out of action. I'm tempted to flip over to, but I don't think I will, because the Klaw can't attack me next turn, so I'm in quite a strong position there. So I'm going to leave that as it is, and I'm going to draw 4 new cards, and this time I've drawn Jessica Jones, the Power of Justice again, and another webbed up. and the swinging web kick. Okay, now we may be talking, and that gives me, so I've also got 4 justice, so that's my 5 cards in my hand. So the claw, what's he going to do? The claw is going to attack, but he can't because he's stunned, so the next time we will attack, I discard this card. So again, I can't draw a card as a result of that. Then I can do, he will do his encounter card, which is a surge. After this card is revealed, reveal 1 additional encounter card, a weapons runner. So I'm gonna, the mercenary's out and he's a surge. So after this card is revealed, will reveal 1 additional encounter card. Ah no, it's Tiger Shark. Force response after Tiger Shark attacks, give him a tough status card. So yeah, I really don't want him to attack, so it might be time for me to flip over to a different form. I could just bash him with a swinging web kick, I suppose. So what have I got here? Well, I've got a webbed up, which I do quite like a bit of webbed up. That worked out in my favour, but now I'm going to struggle to. Now. Oh my goodness! So this, as you can see, this is quite hard. Again, I think I've forgotten to add a scheme to the claw. I'm going to keep forgetting to do that. It's just quite a lot of bookkeeping to do on your own, talking to the camera. It can be hard to remember everything. Okay, so I'm going to use my helicarrier and the power of justice. So I can double up if I'm playing a yellow justice card to play Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones gets +1 thought for each side scheme in play, which is none at the moment. And then I'm going to attack with Peter Parker to deal 2 damage to the weapons runner, which will take the weapons runner off. And then I'm going to flip over to Peter Parker. He's still tapped. And I'm going to generate. I can use his response to generate a resource, which I'm going to do. I'm going to throw away 4 justice and webbed up to take out, to play rather, the swinging web kick. That's with Peter's extra resource, which does a colossal 8 damage to the bad guy, which takes him down to 1. Then I'm going to use Jessica Jones. She's going to attack for 2. Take that, and that puts Claw out. Kapoom! Claw goes down, but he only goes down so far. He's back to his lair, licking his wounds, and he's going to come back when revealed. Search the encounter deck and discard pile for the Immortal Claw and reveal it. Shuffle the encounter deck. I've got to find the Immortal Claw in here. Okay, so I found the Immortal Claw. Claw gets 10 hit points when this scheme is defeated. When this scheme is defeated, Claw loses these hit points. So he's got +10 hit points, and he starts on 18. So he's got 28 hit points. Ow! Peter is in alter ego form, so he can go and get healed by Aunt May back up to 10. And then we're going to unexhaust everybody. Okay, this is looking tricky now. Maybe this has got a boost on it. It means Claw will do an extra. Will do for 2. So it's the start of his turn. So we'll put those 2 on. He gets 3 per person as well. So I've got 3 on the Immortal Claw. I want to try and get those 3 off as quick as I possibly can. And I'm going to draw. I'm going to scheme with the Claw. So. Oh no, I've just done that. So put the 2 on for scheming with the Claw, and then it's time to encounter. I've got to scheme with the shark as well. So the shark gets 1 more scheme. So I'm up to 5. So this could be bad. It's the encounter card is attached to Claw. It's a solid sound body. Attached to Claw, gains retaliate. After this character is attacked, deal 1 damage to the attacking character. I've got to spend lightning, a genius and a strength to get rid of these. It's not a lightning, is it? I can't remember what it's called. I've got to spend each of the resource types to get rid of that card. So that's quite nasty. He's going to deal 1 damage each time I attack him. Is that nasty? We'll find out after the break. And again, I completely forgot to draw up my card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as Peter Parker. Okay, so I think now I've got some good cards. So the cards I have now, I've got the Avengers Mansion, Nick Fury, 2 web shooters, great responsibility and heroic intuition. intuition is play under any player's control, max 1 per player. Your hero gets +1 thwart. Interesting. So what am I going to do? The schemes are looking nasty over there. Tiger Shark's looking threatening over here, and the Claw's got a horrible weapon on him. So it's looking tough. It's looking tough. But I've got some good cards. I've got the Avengers Mansion. I think I need to try and get out the Avengers Mansion. Peter can generate me extra resource. The Helicarrier can get rid of 2. I'm going to get rid of Great Responsibility and 1 Web Shooter to bring the Avengers Mansion into play, which I'm immediately going to exhaust and draw a new card. The Black Cat. Well, I quite like the Black Cat. That's quite good. So I'm going to get rid. So what did I do yes? So that was Peter's resource and the Helicarrier to play Avengers Mansion, which I've then exhausted, and then I'm going to play. Oh, can't get Black Cat out this turn. I'm going to risk that being okay. I'm going to use 1 Heroic Intuition card to play the Web Shooter, and the Web Shooter I need to put through as an upgrade. I put it over here. You can't see it there though. Where should I put it? Peter up. I'm going to put the Web Shooter over here under Peter like that. I can put 3 tokens on the Web Shooter, and I can discard 1 to generate exhaust Web Shooter and remove 1 web counter from it to gain a resource. So I can't really do much with that this turn, but I have got the Black Cat for next turn. Jessica Jones is still here. Jessica Jones is going to thwart. She adds 1 for each side scheme in play, so she's going to take 2 off of the Immortal Claw there. Now Peter, if I turn Peter over, I could attack the Claw, but then I'm going to start taking damage. If I don't do that, then the scheme's going to be, it's all tricky. I think I'm going to leave things like that for the moment. Oh no, I'm going to turn Peter over, and I'm going to thwart with him. I want to do that. Just realised Jessica Jones should do it. I should take 2 off there. I'm actually going to thwart with Peter Parker. Take that 1 off of there. That could be a mistake. Time will tell. Time will tell. Okay, so the Immortal Claw side scheme is gone, which is really good because that means I drop him back down to 18, and suddenly things don't seem quite so bad. They just seem fairly bad. Okay, I've got 2 cards left, but I can't do very much with those, so I'm just going to have to draw 3 new cards. And I've now got Nick Fury, the Black Cat, Tenacity, another Spider Tracer, and Genius in my hand. Okay, Peter Parker is going to be So it's time for Claw to attack. So he's going to draw 2 cards. I'm going to risk letting that go through. So the first one is a boost. Force interrupt. When boost, deal 1 damage to each hero. So that's me. So I deal 1 damage. That takes him down to 9. And then I draw another boost. Discard 1 card at random from my hand. Oh no, this could be a disaster because Nick Fury's in here, and I really wanted that to come out. That's radioactive man. It's Tenacity. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I am down to 4 cards now, which isn't great. Oh, but I do draw another one because of Nick Fury. I probably should have done that in the other order, but never mind. I've drawn Enhanced Spider Sense, which means I can ignore the when revealed effects of an encounter card. So possibly might be playing that in a second. Let's see what they are. I've drawn the 2 boost cards, but I've got to. So Peter didn't take very much damage there. I have got to attack with the Shark. This Shark does 3 damage, but also gets a tough status card. So he's now got a tough status card, and has dealt 3 damage to Peter, which takes Peter down to 6. I'm very bad at this. I'm very bad at this. I forgot to add the scheme. I keep forgetting the top thing. I should do the scheme. But he's gone up to 6. It's because I'm in a rush to get home and pick up my children. I've gone their first day at school today. It's just got too much for me. But here's now 6, so this is now complete, which means I now do reveal Secret Rendezvous. When revealed, discard cards from the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. Put that minion into play, engage with the first player. It advances to stage 2B, and it doesn't do anything, fortunately. It just says if this stage is completed, the players lose the game. So I've got to discard until I find it's another Armor Guard. Ow, 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 ow. Armor Guard, Armor Guard. And he's got a tough status card as well. I'm not confident about this at all. I've got to get rid of 18 damage off the Claw. First things first, let's draw a card from the Avengers Mansion. Interrogation Room. After you defeat a minion, exhaust Interrogation Room and remove 1 threat from a scheme. I haven't got any threat on the scheme at the moment, so that card's not terribly useful right now at this moment. But it's useful as a resource, I guess. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to exhaust the Web Shooter to give myself a resource. I'm going to exhaust the Helicarrier to reduce the amount by 1. I'm going to play the Interrogation Room and a Spider Tracer to bring out Nick Fury. Now what am I going to do with Nick Fury? I've got a force response. After Nick Fury enters play, choose 1, remove 2 threat from the screen, draw 3 cards and deal 4 damage to an enemy. At the end of the round, if Nick Fury is still in play, discard him. Well, I can't attack the Claw at the moment because of the guard, so I think I'm going to just do 4 damage to him. 4 damage, take down to 14 in a quest for victory. Now, I'm going to use Genius to be able to play the Black Cat. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the Black Cat to deal 1 damage to the Armor Guard. It would do, but the Armor Guard is tough, so it takes the toughness counter off. Then I'm going to use Nick Fury to do 2 damage to that Armor Guard. And he's nearly down. But I'm not going to do... I can't attack him while he's alive. I've got no thwart. Can't attack the minion. I can only do 4 damage there. I'm going to get rid of the tough status card anyway. I'm going to use Jessica Jones, which will kill Jessica Jones, to do the final damage to the Armor Guard, to take him off. I'm going to use Spider-Man. He's going to attack the Claw to do 2 damage, take him down to 12. It's getting closer, it's getting closer. Then I'm going to flip Spider-Man over. I haven't used his resource yet, but I'm going to use Aunt May to heal back up for 4. So back to 10. And I'm going to draw 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got to the bottom. That's not good. Give this a shuffle. Just realised I forgot Peter to take 1 damage when he attacked, so he's actually going to go down to 9 because he'd have been on 1 less when Aunt May healed him. Drawn back up to 6 cards. And I am at the bottom of the deck now, so I think that means I have to draw an encounter card. And I've got Sonic Boom. When revealed, either spend resources or exhaust each character you control. Well, they're all exhausted anyway. Oh no, they're not. Or are they? I don't know. Oh, yeah, I think they're all exhausted anyway. It's a bit of a. I'm gonna because I'm up against it. Oh, I've got a card in here that shouldn't be. Because I'm up against it. I don't know whether it's the right way to do it, but it says that I have to draw up to their hand size, and that's the point at which I think I draw the encounter card, and I have to exhaust them. But they're all exhausted anyway, and then I can ready them at the end of my game. That might be cheating, but I'm running out of time because it's nearly school pickup time, and I'm losing anyway. So the good thing about a cooperative game is that you can kind of fudge it a little bit if you want to. I'll throw over a few comments about that. Is it okay? I guess if you're having fun, winning is fun. I guess it depends how far you take your what you might consider cheating, I suppose. So I'll do that. So they're all okay, but then it is the Claw's turn. The villain is going to scheme. So it's 2 plus 2 plus whatever's on this boost. I've realised I've made a mistake here. It's a boost. Boost. Put weapons runner into play. Engage with me. Okay, so he's engaged with me. So he's in play. It doesn't add anything. So it's just the 4. Just adds the 4 to my cards and to my schemes. I realise it could be bad. It's got a 4. It could have been very bad. What have I got? Oh no! I've got advance when revealed the villain schemes. So he's going to scheme for another 2. Oh, it's nothing, so it's 2. Exchange for 2, so it goes on to 6. I thought I'd had it then. Thought I'd had it. Okay, so it's my turn, and I think I'm going to need to close it out this time, otherwise I'm basically stuffed. What have we got here then? Nobody is stopping me from attacking. I've got a tough status card on Tiger Shark. I've got to do 8 damage. I reckon I can do this. I guess I'll start by exhausting Art May just to take Peter back up to 10. That's probably going to be irrelevant. And what have I got here? I've got some things to get rid of. Threat from a scheme, that could be useful, but I think I'm going to need to try and close this game out. But am I going to be able to? It's going to be really close, I think. Let me have a look. I've got Black Cat. Black Cat can attack for 1, but she will take 1 damage from that because of the solid sound body. So that takes him down to 11. Oh, I am going to exhaust the helicarrier to take a new card. I've got, that's 2 enhanced spidey senses I've got now. Okay, so I am going to use the helicarrier to reduce the cost of the card by 1. I'm going to use Peter's resource to generate an additional genius, and then I'm going to get rid of 1 of the enhanced spidey senses to play Swinging Web Kick, deal 8 damage to an enemy. That takes him down to 3. That's from Swinging Web Kick is immense. So I think I'm just going to squeak over the line because I am going to turn Peter Parker over and attack him for 2. And take 1 more damage. Take 1 more damage. Take him down to 9, and that will take him. Take Rhino, Claw. That will take Claw down to 1, and then I've got. I can burn 1 of these, and I can play Mockingbird and get rid of 2 surveillance teams, and then I can attack with Mockingbird. Actually, we'll do her 2 damage because of the retaliate on the solid sound body, and that will take him down to 0. Well, I never. What a game. I do hope I didn't mess it up too much. I was rushing a little bit. It's definitely an object lesson learned here for me is to do these when I'm not about to go out, because I started to rush and I feel like I may have made some mistakes. So apologies if I have. I hope you enjoyed it. If you were watching and there were mistakes, I still hope you enjoyed it. I need to tighten up my game, that's for sure. You can see from that Claw is significantly more difficult than Rhino, even in easy mode or standard mode. He is quite a lot harder. The extra scheme, the extra scheme isn't too bad. He can really build up some thwart later in the game with his scheming of 2, and then if you've got because you've got more because you've got more schemes to get rid of than you get through your encounter deck eventually, and then you get the boost, so that kind of starts to snowball there. He's got lots of ways of putting people into combat with you, which can be really disconcerting. The Tiger Shark is hard. I find it best to just leave him alone so far with Peter Parker, at least. Aunt May is a brilliant card for Peter Parker, but Keep enables you to attack and then kind of re-heal him, which is pretty useful. Yeah, so what do you think? Let me know. I'm going to try some Red Skull games hopefully next. I'm still really enjoying this game. I'm still learning it, so again, apologies if I have made mistakes, but it's one of those games. One of the good thing about cooperative games is that if you do make a mistake, as long as you don't like a terrible mistake and you just win really easily, I'm still having a good time, even if I haven't quite got the game right. And then as you realise you've made an error, you generally make that game a little bit more difficult. So it kind of naturally gets better. And of course, there's other ways of making the game more difficult as well. Interestingly, I did make a mistake to do with advance and extra schemes, where I was adding additional boost cards in from the ones that have already been drawn, which probably doesn't make any sense now, but that actually made it much harder, because you know, adding like 3 boost cards in off the back of a scheme was just wrecking me. So you can make mistakes that make it more difficult. Well, I had to check that on the Facebook groups, and thank you guys for getting that right for me. So that's it. I managed to defeat Klaw. I may have cheated outrageously. I will probably find out when I play the video back, but we shall see. Thanks for listening, everyone, and do tune in next time when we do some Marvel Champions on the Age of Sigmar. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and tell me what sort of content you want to see. I want to do more and more of these. The kids are back at school now, as I said. I'm going to start recording these in the morning. Editing time still takes me a little bit while, so I'm still hoping to get up to certainly one a fortnight, and then hopefully one a week for our Patreon viewers as well. But do let us know what you think, and we'll see you soon on the Age of Sigmar. Bye!